What's up everyone, Alan Morrow here, and today I just want to talk to you about a little technique that you can use to sort of tighten up your leads in the drop. So before I get into the video, if you'd like to support the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe and notification bell so that you can be informed for all the new videos that come up. And also, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do that at alanmorrowstudios.com, where there is a huge amount of in detail and very in-depth sort of tutorials on everything from every bit of trance production you can think of, really. There's also sample packs and sound banks there to sort of help you with your productions. So let's get into the video. So basically what I'm going to show you here is sometimes you might be in a scenario where you're playing your leads in your main drop, and the bottom notes of your melody might be just creating a little bit of like mess, or they're not really quite tight in that low mid sort of frequencies area of your track, and what basically I'm going to show you here is probably the best way to describe it. Is you have a melody like this. Let me just play this for you. I've just thrown a sound to it, and I've just thrown a piece of MIDI to it, so nothing's mixed there. So you've got to try and imagine this is in your track, and this is a case by case scenario. You might not need to do this, but if you find that these lower notes here are sort of causing your main drop some sort of issues, and it's not quite as tight as you'd like it to be, one thing that you can do is, let's say for example you're happy with the lead sound and stuff like that. One thing you can do is you can split the lead. So I've got this one here just playing. This is this one here with the bottom notes playing underneath. Now what I've done here, same lead, just duplicate it, and this time I've split the top notes from the bottom ones. So again, same thing, same sound, just split into two different channels. And what this allows me to do is then change these bottom notes differently to the top notes. So for example, I might want to come in, and if I want to say tighten them up a little bit, you could possibly go in and just change the amp envelope here. You might just change it so it's a bit more plucky, take the release off a little bit so the notes are a bit shorter. But you could then also come in and close the cutoff a little bit. So they're tightening it up underneath. And obviously you've got to make sure it works with your track and the rest of your elements and stuff, but it's definitely one thing that you can do. The other thing you could possibly do on these lower notes, if they're causing you some issues, is you could take away, for example, like the delay and reverb if you wanted, so that you've got much tighter notes. You've got your top notes on the top, a lot more opened up, a lot more movement in them ones, but the lower ones are a lot tighter. And that will help, especially when you've got like your mid basses and stuff and they're playing in there. Obviously, when I'm just playing the two sounds here, you might be thinking, well, it sounds a little bit, dry or whatever. But when you've got all those other elements in your track, it will definitely sound tighter in the mix. So as I say, it's a case-by-case scenario. But yeah, changing the amp envelope, the cutoff, and also if you wanted, you could put the retrig on there as well. If you want to tighten up that way. That's a little bit overkill on there, I think, but it might work on your sounds. And then obviously when you've got the two separated, you can then even go to the top one if you wanted, and then change that accordingly. You might find that, opening the cutoff, you might be able to open up the cutoff a little bit more without the bottom notes getting distorted. And all these different types of things, by splitting it into two channels, can really sort of help you get better leads. So as I say, it's not the best example because it's not in a full track, but if this is happening in your track, then be sure to try that out and see what you can do with obviously the more elements the more you dissect it down, the better control you have over each of the elements. So yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. If you've not yet done so, please subscribe to the AM Studios trance production community. That's a free thing that you can sign up to, and you'll get exclusive tips and tricks. I'll leave a link on the in the description below and also on the screen here. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.